So, rest. It's one of those slightly less interesting topics, but it's one that comes up a lot of discussion about it. So I wanted to cover rest today. And the big question, do you need a rest day? If you don't want to watch the entire video, the answer is yes, no, yes. So let's get on and find out what that actually means. Rest. If we've started this fitness journey, we're doing things, we're getting into the gym or we're training out at home, we're enjoying it. That's one of the key things of doing the exercise. But particularly for myself and others of it, if you're kind of new to this, if you're just kind of getting up to speed with it, you want to enjoy it, but you want to avoid injury. You want to avoid getting injured, pushing yourself too far, and just those niggly bits that come with it, which then stop you training and kind of break that routine and you lose that rhythm. So rest is one of those key components. And as I said at the beginning there, yes, no, yes is the answer as far as I'm concerned, is whether you need rest. And I'll hopefully explain that, and then you can make your own decision. For me personally, every week has a rest day. There is one day where I may go for a walk on that day or a short bike ride or something like that, but I won't be doing a programmed exercise in the gym or a run or anything like that. So it is a real, from my point of view, it's a chance for my body to recover. So let's start with the first one. Should you have a rest day? Yes. Okay, so this one is simply, if you're starting out, if you're new to training, if you've got a routine or you're just picking up bits of routines from YouTube, from videos and things like that, then it's good to have a rest, because unless you have a real dedicated program that is specifically working the different muscle groups, then you have the risk of you might, be working those muscle groups so much that they're not having actual time to repair and recover. And that's the key thing. All that time we spend in the gym and we spend training or training at home, that's not when the good stuff happens. That's not when the muscle repairs and gets built. That happens when we're asleep. When we're not working, it happens during the rest of the day, and it only happens if we're fueling properly and getting that protein and hitting our macros. So if you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing without that rest, you'll actually end up not just injuring yourself, but you'll actually diminish your gains, diminish what you could be doing, because your body just simply doesn't have the time to recover, to repair, to rebuild and build upon all the good work you've done at the gym. And one of the things that is a bit of an identifier for this, as well as just feeling, niggles, feeling that you're not really progressing, and that's one of the key things, and that's a whole other topic about progression. But if you kind of feel like you're training and nothing's, you're not getting stronger, you're not able to do more reps, then that's often a sign that you need some rest. You need to give yourself that body time to recover. And that's why you want to kind of focus on that. One of the other ways it can manifest is in sleep, because when you do a lot of exercise and you're training, your body is doing all kinds of things, under the hood, as it were, with the recovery and things like that. It's releasing a lot of hormones, chemicals into your body, and things like cortisol, in reaction to your body. And if you build up a lot of that can start affecting your sleep. And if you start, not sleeping well, you then typically can't train as well. And again, it's that vicious cycle. So unless you've got a really good routine, one that takes you through and is specifically targeting those muscle groups so that they are getting a rest. And in terms of resting those muscle groups, ideally you want kind of 2 to 3 days in between, again, depending on how much you push them. And that's why this is such a tricky subject. But as a rule of thumb, if you're starting out, if you've got a program that you're cobbling together, listen to your body. If you need more rest days, take more rest days. But unless you have got a really good program, take a rest day. So that's my yes. I've kind of hinted what my no is within that. And this is why I want to, cover this, because no, you don't need a rest. If you do have a really good program, if you've got a program that's been put together specifically for you or your requirements or what you're trying to do, or you've understood that idea about the muscle groups and you've put together a program which takes you through day by day and is separating out those muscle groups. So doing some push-pull with the upper body on a Monday, but then not doing that again until the Thursday, doing leg work on the Tuesday and not doing that till the Friday, and working through that. So if you've got a really, really good program, then, and you're not overly pushing yourself, then you can get away with training 7 days a week. But again, you've still got to look for those signs, still look at your sleep, still make sure you're getting your macros, make sure you feel good, that you are seeing progression, that you feel stronger, over the course of a couple of weeks, you're able to do more reps or increase the weight. Because again, even though the program might be perfect for you in terms of it's resting that and it's building that rest into it, your body, your nervous system, it needs some time to recover, some time to recuperate. So, yes, take a rest day if you're new to this. No, don't take a rest day if you have a dedicated program which has been specifically made for you, or you understand the importance of working those different muscle groups. And finally, yes, no, yes. With all that, and as I've said, I have a specific program, and I've worked from day one with a personal trainer who obviously knows his stuff, and I used to work with him 2 days a week, and he did a program for me to use the other days. So I would have 2 days with my personal trainer. I would then have 4 days training without him, with the plan that he'd prescribed to me, and then I would have 1 day off. And so I had a regimented program that was progressive. It would typically, I would do a program for kind of about 8 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks, and then move on to another program. He would be obviously seeing my progress in those PT sessions and able to kind of tweak that. And he would know what I was doing, so he could target different things in those. So even with a prescribed program, I felt it was important to keep that rest day, to give myself that complete rest, because bear in mind, I'd had 47 years of resting, of not going to the gym, not exercising regularly, certainly not doing resistance training, didn't even know what a macro was with regards to anything else. So it was important for me to make sure that I gave my body time to recover as I push things on. And I still keep that now. Obviously, I'm a lot fitter now, a lot further down this journey. But the rest day, I can feel when my legs have taken a bit of a pummeling, as they did today. And when I'm doing a lot of volume or a lot of running, and it's like, yep, no, that's the day. And it's never the same. Not never the same day, but I don't prescribe to a rest day having to be a specific day. I know that 1 day a week I'm not going to train. And I basically let my body decide, so if I'm feeling really good, I'll train another day, and then I will take that day. So I'll never just push it through going, I feel good. I always want to make sure I do give my body time to recover. And that's part of, let's say, this whole thing. And it's really difficult sometimes to separate these things, because it is to do with nutrition. It is to do with hitting your macros. It is to do with getting those proteins. It is to do with supplements and things like that, because they all work together. Our body is this incredible thing, but it's only incredible, or it keeps its incredibleness if we fuel it properly, if we give it the right things. And one of those things is time. So if you're wondering whether you should rest, shouldn't have rest days, yes, no, yes. Sounds a bit like a politician answer, but what I mean by that, I would always say yes. Take that rest day, use that recovery, make sure you're treating your body well. And, because you're doing this for the long term. You're doing this as a lifestyle to become fit and healthy long into the future. So there's no hurry. Training 7 days, every day. If you enjoy that, fantastic. But you want to make sure what you're not doing is causing problems by training. You want to mitigate those problems. You want to feel fit and healthy and get lean, and all those elements kind of working together. So for me, rest day is an absolute, kind of must. And I would say everyone starting out on this journey, take a rest day and build that rest day, and build 2 if you need to. Get that routine going, get those compound changes of exercising and working to a plan. If you've got a plan and you want to push it a little bit more, and again, I would always advise to push it maybe for a few weeks and then still take a rest day or 2. I will change my rest days. We've got a big event coming up, just us in the gym at the beginning of September. And I will probably take 1 or 2 rest days before that. When it comes to Hyrox, obviously doing 1 Hyrox on the Friday, 1 on the Sunday, I won't train on the Thursday or the Wednesday. So I'll taper down a little bit. I'll do some stretches and just some light stuff then, but just giving my body at its most rested before pushing it hard then on the Friday when I do the Hyrox. And then the Saturday, again, just a little bit of light work, not really a training session as such, but just getting some stretches in, keeping kind of moving on the Saturday, ready to be in my optimum then for the Sunday. So rest is key, rest is important. It's as important as the exercise you're doing, because it's giving your body the time to actually do the thing that you want it to do. Because remember, it doesn't do it while you're working. If you go and do 4 hours every day in the gym, that's fantastic. But unless you have the downtime, unless you have a proper sleep routine and a proper rest routine, you're going to struggle to see those gains because you're pushing your body too hard. So yes, no, yes. Simple, really. So thanks for sticking around. Hope that's been useful. If you've got any further questions about rest days, about the different the muscle groups kind of work to build that into program, then please do send us a message, pop something in the comments. I am going to be doing some videos next week on my routine in the morning when I get back with my protein shake and the powders and supplements that I take, and what they do and why I take those specific ones, and whether they work, whether they're things that are good and useful for you to kind of think about. So lots of various different bits coming along. But if there's anything you'd like to know about on this journey, then please do let me know and I'll see what I can do. So until next time, get a rest in. I've already had my rest day this week, so probably be Monday, Tuesday next week, judging by how hard probably Saturday, Sunday with. So yeah, yes, no, yes. Simple answer to should you have a rest day. Bye for now.